Hey guys, I'm Dr. Jesse Jackson III, best-selling author and facilitator of the Don't Kick 'em Out book and training series. What is a key pillar in the Don't Kick 'em Out process in creating that climate in school culture where we can positively manage the negative behavior in a proactive sense is how we go about working together. One of the things that I've seen that's a huge barrier in our process is negative staff people. And even in just starting this year off and going to 11 schools here just to kick the year off, I have noticed that there is an increase in negative staff personality and negative staff energy. What happens when you have a negative person on your staff? Well, first, in the past, negative people have been overlooked. We've considered it as normal. The truth is that negative people have they're just an absolutely horrible impact on a school culture. Here's some things that you should, when I call it, these are signs of toxic people. And I just take one school that I went to that's just an awesome school, and it's got their meeting standard. They have wonderful people that work there, but there's this one person, one of the veteran members, really negative, really toxic, and has a horrible influence on the younger staff. Horrible influence. I could take another school where a first year teacher actually said that in her orientation, people on the staff was telling horror stories about what goes on here at this school, and hey, we know you're not going to make it. We're talking about that's at orientation. See, that type of negativity is sabotaging our production. And that's something that we have never stopped to take a look at. Toxic people and negative staff people cannot be allowed to continue to pollute our environment. Here are the signs of a toxic person in that workplace. And I either say, listen, they got to be trained, or you got to fire them. You got to get them out of there. Number one, the gossiping. 2, listening to gossip. 3, attempting to impede coworker growth. Like I said, talking to a new person at orientation. Why would that be the first talk you have with them? I think that's completely unethical, and it's not cool. It really is not cool. That's like poisoning a new person's opinion about a child. Because you had a negative experience with a child, you going and pouring that poison on a child. Those things are not okay. And then you have staff people, adults that attack children. I call them the customer. And then they attack their boss and their coworkers. So you have somebody doing direct attacks, negativity on the boss, negativity on a coworker. And then, this is the thing that really gets me. They don't work. There's no production. Unbelievable. I don't understand how you get to keep your job and you don't work. It's over my head. I don't get that. People who don't do their job. So typically the negative people, sometimes, most of the time, are not productive. And then last but not least, it goes to a point where it goes the wrong direction, and now it's getting physical. Last year, I seen 4 situations where a staff person got aggressive with their principal. And what are we saying? You're letting that negativity go too far, and now it's getting physical. You can't work here doing crap like that. So what are we saying? Negativity cannot be tolerated. Toxic people can't be tolerated. If you have a toxic person on your staff, you either have one or two. You either got to train against it, not ignore it, train. This is not acceptable. You got to let people know it's not acceptable and train them on why it's not acceptable. And that's what our whole work together piece is all about, is showing people what impact the negativity has on the workplace. So if I'm trying to manage negative personalities, one, I'm saying I'm not letting that poison around me. The job is already hard. I don't need negative people around me making it worse. The second piece is don't listen to it. You have to ask yourself, why is this person choosing to talk to me to let the poison out on? Typically talking bad about the boss, talking bad about another coworker, talking bad about a kid. How is that helping us? And that's negativity pulls us all down, and this is why we all must war against it. You have to confront people who are negative. They have to be told they're negative. They have to be made aware that that's not okay that you can just pour negative on the whole group and you bring down all of our spirit. They have to be confronted. Confrontation is not negative. Conflict is negative. Confrontation is an act of love, attempting to preserve a relationship that you find valuable. And then if I'm a principal, why would I continue to give evaluations that say that this person and their character and the way they conduct themselves is not a problem? The evaluation can't be weak and can't be like, oh, okay, this person's okay, when this person is clearly a saboteur of our efforts at our school. And then the most importantly, if I know I have somebody that is way over the line, I got to move quick. I can't let my staff be poisoned by somebody who is toxic. These are leadership lessons. These are things that I have to continue to pound and can get into leadership's head, because if we don't get this clear, you're going to have a problem that you can't manage. And it always starts subtle. It always starts, and it starts a little poking here and there. And I asked every principal around the nation, you know, who do you got on your program that's going against? And they say just a few. It only takes a few. Only got one. Only takes one. It always has to be addressed, because remember, it spreads quickly when you least expect it. This is the thing that we know has to be done. And if you know that you need to clean up that culture and that climate within your building and your program, and particularly before you go into testing, you need to get on this stuff right away. Guys, toxic people cannot be tolerated. It has to be confronted, and it has to be addressed swiftly and aggressively. Trust me, I know. If you know you need help in these areas, by all means, please don't hesitate to call us. Teaching people to work together it's a lost art. It's something that we did not learn. It's something we don't talk about a lot in high school. We don't talk a lot about in college. We are taught individualistic ideas and approaches, and school and running an education organization is a team endeavor. We all must work together. So by all means, if you know we can help you with this, give us a call, reach out by email or telephone. I'm always here to answer questions in any way that we can help you. I'm Dr. Jackson. Looking forward to working with you soon. I'll see you in class.